Hello everyone, this is Jonathan Deep with the Deep Dive, and for this edition of Oktoberfest, we will be going over 3 essential John Carpenter horror films. At first, I was going to recommend more obscure Carpenter films, but if you're going to binge horror movies for the Halloween season when it comes to John Carpenter of all people, it's gotta be his best work. So here we go. The first essential John Carpenter film is Halloween from 1978. There's been so much that's been said about this movie over time, but I'll say it again. This is one of, if not the best slasher film ever made. Before Halloween, many slasher films followed the same formula. They were ultra-low budget, poorly written, mind-numbingly stupid characters. Peeping Tom Grindhouse-style films that focused more on the nudity and gory kills than the actual suspense and story. John Carpenter said, "F all that noise. I'll give you low budget, I'll give you some nudity, I'll give you some kills. But I'm gonna build amazing suspense and create a movie villain that is iconic in every sense of the word, truly embodying an on-screen representation of a boogeyman." And, oh yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis is in this too, and to this day, she's the smartest and most interesting slasher heroine ever written. I also love the subtle hints at social commentary in this film, as the youth who experiment with drugs and sex get slashed, but the pure and the bold live longer. So, long story short, don't have sex, don't do drugs, or you'll get killed by Michael Myers. Seems simple enough. Carpenter did all of that before it was cool. The Suspiria-inspired score, consisting of haunting piano notes by director John Carpenter himself, is truly iconic and gives the film even bigger life. Sorry, I had to wipe my ass for a second because I shit myself literally every time I hear that score. Check this one out! John Carpenter's essential film number 2 is 1982's The Thing. How could I describe the plot of this movie? Well, I'll relate it to something that's really popular and big going on right now. So imagine the concept of Among Us. You know, that game that everybody's playing and it's ruining friendships? Except instead of taking place in space, it takes place in a research facility in Antarctica. Which kinda actually sounds scarier. And instead of there being 2 imposters, anyone can be an imposter at any given moment. And that is because there's an extraterrestrial life form mutilating, assimilating, and mimicking the researchers. The Thing was a financial and critical failure upon release, but has acclaimed cult status over the years. It's a gross, exhilarating, fun ride. If you're the type that gets really queasy watching movies like this, then I probably wouldn't recommend it for you, but if you're down for that, then the more the better. The best elements of this film come from the suspense of the crew members not knowing who can be the Thing that is hunting down and mutilating the crew one by one. If you want to see some amazing practical effects that'll send chills down your spine and turds out your ass, check this amazing gore fest out. And oh yeah, one more thing. Kurt Russell plus Keith David plus one of Ennio Morricone's best score equals rest in peace, but f*** you, Roger Ebert, because you were dead wrong about this movie. The third essential John Carpenter film is 1988's They Live, a science fiction horror film about a drifter named Nada who discovers, through a pair of shades and a broadcast signal, that the world is being enslaved in a dreamlike state, and we are controlled by the media and evil corporations. The pair of shades that Nada wears throughout the film allows him to see who is genuine and who is part of the broken controlled system. The greatest thing about They Live is that it's not really a horror movie. Instead, it's more of like a social commentary about how society has fallen victim to sources that controls our lives, making us obey, conform, and reproduce like mindless idiots until our resources are completely wiped out. The film is equal parts hilarious, dramatic, and most importantly, it's interesting for its entire runtime. It's a film that still holds up today and is still relevant. I mean, think about it. How often do we allow the media and other platforms to control our lives and our very being? I mean, even I'm guilty of that. I literally have to beg you guys on my social media to watch my videos. I mean, have a heart, obey, conform, reproduce. But this film is honestly a great reminder that we shouldn't always just abide by society's rules or never question those who set forth those rules in the first place. If we lived our whole lives just dedicated to letting the system take advantage of us, we can never truly be free. We can never truly have free thought. Okay, I'm gonna stop before I get killed. You never know how quick the government can catch on to your... Wait, who are you? What are you doing? Is that a gun?